Well, hi, everyone. We are very grateful to you for the sponsorships that you have done through the Gentle Barns website to sponsor an animal for this holiday, especially our pigs. We thought that it would be an amazing thing to do to show you an alternative to having a ham for Christmas. And this right here is a tofurkey ham. It's all plant based. Here's the packaging. Ellie can show them. And we're going to be, I'm going to be showing you how to make it, and I'm going to be showing you how to kind of jazz it up a little bit. I really like the way that some things come in the box. The glaze that they have, this is the glaze. And the glaze is a beer battered kind of glaze, a beer based kind of glaze, which I like. But for me, I always like to just kind of jazz it up just a little bit. So we're going to do that today. Also, I'm going to show you how I prepared the actual ham. And I have one cooking right now so that once I show you how to prepare it, we'll be able to do the glaze together and show you how I'm going to present it. So first things first, this is how the this is frozen, and this is how the frozen vegan ham comes in the box, which I think is really cool that they took the time to, make it look, sort of like the real thing for people who like that. For me, sometimes things get a little bit too real, but for people who are just transitioning from, eating a regular ham to a plant-based diet, this is a really nice thing. So I'm going to show you how to open it up. First step is to cut off the clips on the end. You can use a scissor or you can use a knife. And just pull that off, pull the netting off, and cut it off the other side. And once you get that off, you'll pull off the plastic coating or wrapping around it. In there a little bit, so you just have to work with it a little and just pull it all off. Just like that. And, for me, what I want to do is I want to make it as authentic as possible. So I'm going to be making and showing you how to make a brown sugar glaze. It's a sweet glaze, but it's got I went through my kitchen because, we're not doing a lot of shopping out there right now to see what I had. And I actually surprised myself with all the things I have. So I was able to find a can of pineapple. I had some mustard or Dijon and some maple syrup, brown sugar, light brown sugar. I took the zest of an orange. If you haven't done that before, the smell when you do that is fantastic. The fragrance of a freshly zested either orange or lemon is amazing. So I've taken and just the zest is all you're doing is you're just shaving the orange. So I've got that going. I've got a little bit of cornstarch. I'm not going to use a lot. This is the pineapple juice from the can. This is some beer. You don't have to use it if you don't want to, but I'm going to enhance what they've already done by adding some beer. I'm using a Belgian white ale. For the sort of like basting and all that kind of stuff while I'm cooking, while I'm roasting the ham, I'm going to use some vegetable stock. You can use whatever vegetable stock you like. You can make your own. You can buy a store-bought one. This one happens to be Engine 2. So I'm going to be using that today. The reason I like Engine 2 is, it doesn't have the oil and it doesn't have the salt and all that kind of stuff, but it also allows me to sort of control the levels of flavor and spices. It's basically just, vegetable broth. And so for me, I like being able to control my levels. And I also like to be able to give the control to the people who are going to be eating the food. So, maybe someone like, younger people might like it more salty. Older people might like it less salty. Zazu doesn't like it salty at all, right? Hey, Zazu. If you haven't met Zazu before, this is Zazu. She's my sous chef, my shoe chef, and she helps me cook. She's been cooking with me for 20 years now. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is I've got it in the you know, you can use a Pyrex or you can use a baking dish, whatever you want to use, and I'm going to coat the ham and the dish about a half an inch or so, maybe a little bit more. And then I'm going to add a little bit of it's low sodium soy sauce. I really like. And then I'm going to add carrots because at the end, I'm not only going to glaze the vegan ham, but I'm also going to glaze the carrots. So I'm just going to cut those into pieces like this and just throw them in there. I'm gonna, according to the box is calling for, I believe it's 325. Let's just see. Calls for 325 preheat. I've got it. I've got a little bit higher. I like it to brown a little bit more. That's just how we like it. But you can do whatever you like. So we're gonna get that in there, and then I'm gonna baste it about every 20 minutes or so. So make sure you're doing that. And you can even turn over the ham, the vegan ham, if you like to do that too, which is what I do. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and pull out our cooking, one that's cooking right now. Show you what we got going on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this one in. It cooks, if it's frozen, it cooks for a couple hours. If it's thawed out, it cooks for an hour. It doesn't matter either way. It's about you and your timing. But I set my timer for about 20 minutes so that I remind myself to baste. Okay, Zazu, are you ready to check it out? Here we go. Okay, so look at that. Ooh, that smells so wonderful. And I'm gonna go ahead and just continue to baste it a little bit. And now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna let this sit and we're gonna make our glaze. In the meantime, I'm gonna let it sit like this for right now. And then in a little bit, we'll drain the base and we'll go ahead and put the glaze on. And I wanna do that so that it's not too watery. But it smells wonderful, and it did a really great job cooking. I like adding, you know, the soy sauce and the vegetable broth, and a little, you know, if you want to put a little bit of salt in there, you can. It's up to you, just for the basic cooking. All right, so now I've got a saucepan. Gonna get that going. I'd have a medium high. And I'm going to add now remember, this isn't a recipe that I already have in my head. I just got these ingredients together and I'm going to go with it. And then I'll if you'd like to get the recipe, I'm going to put it on My Gentle Kitchen, and if you're part of the blog, it'll be emailed to you, so you can sign up for that, and I'll probably send it out later on this afternoon. So I'm going to start with some maple syrup. This is pineapple juice. I'm going to put a little bit of beer. I'm going to get in my brown sugar and get that moving a little bit. Go. I really like using a metal whisk on a metal pan. I'm gonna grab my wood one. My wood spatula. If you don't have a wood spatula, get yourself one. They're awesome. I'm gonna add the cornstarch just to make sure it stays pretty thick. balanced. And I'm going to put in the Dijon. And it's mixed in. And now I'm going to add in, because I don't want to waste it, and it's also very good. I'm going to add in the glaze that came with the box with the vegan ham. And if you came late and you're just joining us, we are making a vegan ham because we absolutely love pigs, and we want to eat things that are not only good and tasty, but good for the environment and not bad for animals. So we're going to let this cook down. I'm going to keep the heat, I don't want the heat to be too high because I don't want to burn it. And now I'm going to add in the zest from the orange. There we go. And by the way, my quantities are for 2. The hams are a bit small, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously, if you're making it for a couple people, 2 or 3 people, it's fine. But for my family, you know, we're usually cooking for, you know, 8 to 10 people. So, you know, I may usually make double. So I have 2 going, and so I've made the glaze enough for the 2. I'm also going to add, because it's part of the ingredients of the glaze that they have, some turmeric, not too much, and some mustard seed, just a little bit, mustard seed powder. Keep this moving. And it's starting to thicken up a little bit. I want to keep it going so that we get nice and thick. If you feel like it's too watery or anything like that and you want to thicken up a little bit more, obviously cooking time is important, but you can also add in some more brown sugar and a little bit of cornstarch if you like. I might put in a little bit more cornstarch because I only put cornstarch in for basically 1. But it's just, it depends on how you like it. I also, like I said, have the topping, you know, so I have some pineapples that I can put on top of the ham to make it look nice and maybe surround it with. I'm going to add those in. And then once we put all this together, we're going to put it back in the oven. And we're going to let it cook so that the glaze can harden on top of the ham just a little bit. Got a little excited on me. Don't have too high of a heat. It's a little hard working with these little burner stoves, but I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. There we go. And if you don't like cooking with beer, that's fine also. This does have some in it already. I want to enhance the flavor, so I want to keep the basic idea of it, so I put some in too. Nice. All right, we're gonna keep that simmering, and I'm gonna go ahead and drain this out now, or just take the ham out. Oh, I forgot. I can add both of these because we're doing a double on the ingredients. So I'm going to add this other packet. There we go. And it's getting nice and thick here. Ellie, you want to come and show them how it looks? So it's starting to get nice and thick. We got nice pieces of the orange zest, and looks delicious. See how it's starting to thicken up?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna use this other Pyrex here and take this, I'll just base this one more time. Spoon goes, here it is. Base this one more time. And you can see it's not hard, it's very soft and you know, very realistic, a little bit too realistic. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. And I'm going to add the carrots in so that I can glaze the carrots at the same time. Because Ellie's favorite thing is carrots. You like those, huh, babe?
Yeah.
Who do you think of when, I talk about the pigs? You want to, we've got a lot of people who sponsored a lot of the animals and a lot of pigs. We had a really nice response. I wonder which pig got the most. Do you know?
I don't.
I'm sure that Menorah got a lot of sponsors. I really love thinking about that from a couple of years ago, or it seems like a couple of years from last year when we went and we rescued her, because this is what would have happened to her. And so I'm so happy that we get to show people a different way.
Yeah.
Do you want to share with people real quick her story?
Yeah, so tomorrow we're going to have a Zoom in the barnyard where you get to meet all of our pigs in all 3 states. So you're going to meet the 4 pigs that live in St. Louis, Missouri, the 3 pigs that live in Nashville, Tennessee, and the 11 pigs that live here in Los Angeles, California, including Menorah and her babies that we rescued exactly a year ago when she was being raised for Christmas dinner, and she unexpectedly gave birth. And when the family saw her as a mom, they could no longer see her as a meal. And now she gets to live here at the Gentle Barn with all her babies. She nursed them, she weaned them, she disciplined them, she nurtured them, raised them, loved them. And she still today swims with them in the pool, sleeps with them in the hay, puts them to bed each night, and then goes into Honey Bear's bedroom to sleep for the night.
So amazing.
Yeah.
When we first brought them in, I had no idea whether or not they were going to, love each other, hit it off, hate each other. It could have gone any which way,
Yeah, they're such a beautiful family. All pigs should live together as family, because to see Menorah and her babies, how close they are, how they love each other, how they play and explore together. It's such a travesty when they're separated.
Okay, so Ellie, I want you to taste this. Ellie is always my official taster. This is our glaze. Taste that. Tell me how we're doing.
Oh, wow.
What do you get from that?
Absolutely delicious. I can taste the orange and the sweetness, but it's not too sweet. Oh my God, that is absolutely delicious. The orange zest
is what gives it that, sort of powerful orange taste and flavor.
Wonderful.
Don't throw away your broth, by the way. You got to save that for future cooking or other projects that you want to do. Definitely something good to do, and don't throw away the rest of the beer either. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get a pineapple on there, and we will go ahead and turn this off. Give it a couple more stirs and a moment to chill just for a second. But it got really nice and thick. Let me show you with a spoon here how this looks. So this is what you want. See that?
That's lovely.
And you could even go a little thicker if you like. I don't want mine to be too thick. I'm gonna, once I get it in there, I'm gonna baste it over too during the cooking process. I would only put it back in for about another 10-15 minutes or so. But here we're gonna pour our glaze all over. And that's about half because I have the other one. And so I'm going to leave it like that. And I like leaving it in there just because it'll kind of, as it cooks, drip down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it open and I'm going to put it back in. But this is our finished product. Then you just slice it and serve it with a pineapple. Also, when I get closer to the end of my cooking, I'm going to put, actually, I might put them in now. Just put a few pineapple slices in here so that during the cooking process, they cook as well. And I'll baste them in a little bit. I'll use a tiny bit more of the glaze, just make sure everything's covered. And then when you cut it and you serve it, you can serve it with a slice of pineapple, which I really like. This is amazing flavor. Smells incredible. Got the approval on the taste on the glaze from Ellie. You know, this is your, make sure you get these early because these go quick. There's not a lot that I've found in the markets. So if you have to order them online or if you have to get them in the market, make sure you're getting them. I'll tell you, one of the places that has had them pretty regularly, if you're in the Los Angeles area, is Follow Your Heart. Follow Your Heart's Market in Chatsworth has these in their frozen food section. They're in the frozen food section. These come frozen. And like I said, you don't have to thaw it before you cook it. You know, so that's really nice. You can, and it just takes an hour off the cooking time. So there is your final product. A beautiful vegan, didn't hurt anybody to have it, ham and carrots and pineapple. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you check out the other Zoom, and that'll be going on tomorrow or next if you've, you know, if you're seeing it recorded, of Ellie out in the barnyard with the pigs, which is really exciting. Thank you, Zazu, for helping me today, and we'll see you next time. And make sure you go on to My Gentle Kitchen if you'd like to get the recipe for the glaze.